Okay, so today we're going deep on Mark Zuckerberg.
All right.
Um, we've got this excerpt.
Okay.
It's really painting a picture of like some big changes he's making
Oh, yeah.
to his like strategy and who he's aligning himself with.
For sure.
And I gotta say,
Yeah.
some of this stuff is pretty surprising.
I know.
So we're gonna break down exactly what this shift looks like, trying to
Yeah.
figure out like why is this happening,
Right.
and then what could it mean
Okay.
for Zuck, but also for the whole future of Meta.
Definitely. I think one of the most interesting things is the
Yeah.
shift we're seeing,
Mm-hmm.
where it seems like Zuckerberg is moving away from
Yeah.
that traditional Silicon Valley kind of progressive image,
Yeah.
aligning himself with some pretty unexpected figures.
Oh yeah, totally. Like
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, Dana White.
Exactly.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Out of all the people.
Yeah. Out of all the people he could choose,
Yeah.
it's like Joe Rogan, the UFC guy.
Yeah.
It's definitely a head scratcher at first glance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At first glance, I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
Right. But I think when we dig a little deeper,
Okay.
we start to maybe see like the method to his madness.
Yeah.
You got to remember,
Yeah.
Zuck is in this world where perception is everything.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like the slightest hint of weakness
Mhm.
could get exploited by rivals.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't think this is just about personal beliefs.
Okay.
I think this is a calculated move
Okay.
to hold on to power and influence.
So you're saying it's more about strategy
Yeah,
than like actually changing his ideology?
exactly. Think about the audiences
Okay.
that Rogan and White have. They have this massive reach,
Yeah.
especially among groups that maybe aren't already like super into Meta's platforms. And
Yeah.
it's a very smart way
Okay.
to try to tap into new users,
Yeah.
expand his influence.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
And it's interesting because the excerpt uses the word survival
right.
when it talks about Zuck's motive. Yeah. And it really does feel like he's in this like cutthroat environment
Totally.
where he's got to constantly adapt and evolve.
Absolutely. And another thing to think about is
Yeah.
those figures, Rogan and White,
Mhm.
they represent this kind of defiance
Oh.
against like the traditional gatekeepers of information.
Yeah, right.
They built these empires
Right.
outside of the established media.
Totally.
And I think by aligning with them,
Mm.
Zuck is sending a message
What kind of message?
that he's not afraid to challenge the status quo,
Okay.
maybe even like rewrite the rules altogether.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
But it also seems super risky,
Oh, yeah.
especially with all the trust issues
For sure.
that Meta has been facing.
Right.
Like, couldn't this just alienate even more users?
Yeah. I mean, that's a valid concern.
Right.
But the rewards here,
Yeah.
they might outweigh those risks.
Okay.
If he can successfully pull this off,
Uh-huh.
Zuck could position Meta
Yeah.
as the platform for free speech, like a place for people
Right.
who feel censored by the mainstream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about legacy then.
Right.
If this goes the way Zuck wants it to go,
Mm-hmm.
how will this change the way we see him?
Yeah.
Like visionary magic
Yeah.
or just desperate?
I think it's too early to say for sure.
Yeah.
It really all depends on what happens.
Right.
This could redefine the power dynamics of the internet.
Yeah.
He could become like the architect of a new digital order,
Wow.
but it's a gamble for sure.
Uh-huh.
And the stakes are super high.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to everyone listening out there,
Yeah.
think about this.
Okay.
As Meta gets more and more connected to our lives,
Mm.
what does this move tell us about where the internet's headed?
Right?
Are we moving towards like a more fragmented internet
Uh-huh.
where platforms cater to very specific audiences?
Okay.
And what role will people like Zuckerberg play
Yeah.
in shaping that future?
Definitely something to think about.
Yeah. It's a big question that we're all going to have to grapple with
Absolutely.
in the coming years.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, that's our deep dive
Oh, wait.
for today.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.